Alright guys, so some of you may remember a little while ago I made this video right here titled I finally got a boat, or something along those lines. And basically in that video I explained that I bought a boat, and then my friend Graham and I went out to a local reservoir and we went bass fishing out of it, and we caught a few largies, and that was pretty much it, and I never really talked about it in any other videos again. Now the reason you guys haven't seen that boat since then is because I actually sold it and got this. This right here is the Lifetime Teton Angler Kayak, and this is probably what I'm going to be mainly fishing out of when I'm not fishing on the bank. Now some of you guys may be wondering why I even sold my boat in the first place, because a few months back when I made the video where I got my boat, I talked a lot about how I'd been wanting to get a boat for a long time and I was super excited to have one. And the simple answer to that is it just wasn't very practical. First of all, it was super big, awkward, and heavy considering it was made out of aluminum, and it was just way too hard to manage by myself. And on top of all that, I didn't have a trailer for it, and I also don't have a truck, so I could really only use it when one of my friends came over who had a truck. So I figured that just having it around to use once or twice a year wasn't really worth it, and I might as well just sell it and buy something I could manage by myself. Now this kayak, on the other hand, is super manageable. It's only 53 pounds, so I can easily carry it by myself, and I can also toss it in the back of my Jeep, or I am getting kayak racks soon, so that'll help a lot with making it easier to transport it. But as for today, I'm just going to be throwing it in the back of my Jeep and heading out to a reservoir near me. I think it's actually the same place I recorded that boat video, so we're just going to be fishing for some largemouth and maybe some pike. I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes. But with that said, I'm going to stop talking and let's go see if we can catch some fish. Right guys, so I just made it out here to the reservoir, and it is definitely looking a lot more overgrown and slimy than when Graham and I came here in the spring. But I'm sure we'll find a patch of open water, and I can get a lot more places with my kayak than I ever could with that John boat. So I'm going to back my Jeep up and load the kayak in, and let's go see if we can find a good spot to fish. Alright, I just got all my stuff loaded in the yak, so I'm gonna just drag it into this slimy mess and try not to get too muddy in the process. Oh, that was a fish. Got him. Super tiny, but it's the first one on the bank. A little bit bigger than I thought. There we go. Don't know how well you guys can see this. I'd never used the head mount, so I have no idea what position works. But first largie in the new kayak, and I mean, he's super small, but the kayak held up really well during that. So let's get him back in the water. Oh, there we go. That's a better one. A little bit of a better one. I hate this reel. It squeaks so much. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Little one, maybe 1.5 pounder. There we go. That's a solid fish. Second fish in the boat. Well guys, I just made it back here to the bank, and to say the least, that was definitely not a very successful fishing trip. I think we caught 2 largies in about the first 10 minutes and then just nothing for 3.5 hours straight. So what I think I'm actually going to do is take my kayak back home. I was planning to take it to another spot, but it was a little shaky on the way here and it doesn't fit very well in the back of my Jeep. So I don't really want to take any risks with it flying out the back, so I'm just going to take it home. And then I've heard that there's a spot on the river that has a ton of smallies in it, so I think we're going to head over there and see if we can hook into a couple of smallmouth, and I'll hopefully make this video a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to take my kayak back home and then head out to the river, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Right guys, so I just made it down here to the river, and as I said before, we are mainly going to be targeting smallmouth, but for those of you guys who have seen my other videos down here, probably know that there is also some other species in here, like carp, suckers, bullheads, so I am also going to be throwing out a bottom rig with some night crawlers on it, just to maybe add some variety. But as I said before, main focus of the day is catching smallmouth, so that's just kind of a side thing. But I just thought I'd let you guys know before we got started. So with that said, I'm gonna get rigged up and let's see if we can get some smallies on the bank. All right, bottom rig's going out. I'm gonna throw it probably kind of towards the dam a little bit, just towards the fast water. That's normally where the bigger fish tend to hang out. And in the meantime, we're gonna be casting for smallmouth. So I'm gonna get my bait caster ready and let's see what we can hook into. Oh, nice. Right in the tree. Oh, second cast. Already lost my spinner bait. That's a good sign. Oh, we got a fish on the bottom rig. It's stuck in a snag. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's a nice fish. It's definitely not a bullhead, I can tell you that much. Oh, it's a nice carp. Perfect. There we go. Chill out, buddy. Don't hurt yourself. Okay. Trust me, if I had a landing mat, I would use it, but there you go. Solid 5 or 6 pound fish right there. Good first one of the day. Also, for those of you wondering why I basically just chucked that fish back in the water instead of releasing it slowly, the carp around here are pretty hardy in general, so I'm not too worried about them dying. And also the water is super shallow right here, so kind of got to get them out there so that they can at least get in enough water to swim away and they don't hit any rocks or anything. So that's the main reason behind it. I am trying to take care of the fish, just not very easy to do around here. So oh, jeez. That's a fish. It's definitely a really small one, whatever it is, but oh, looks like a little carp. All right, there we go. Another little carp. Oh, jeez. Bottom raise just non-stop. Another little carp. Oh, it's a fish. Yep. I can tell how big this one is. That's pretty small. What is that? Oh, it's a mirror carp. What? I've caught like 2 of these down here, ever. I know these are pretty stinking rare in Michigan, so. Well, that is officially the 3rd mirror carp I've ever caught. And it's almost fully scaled too, which is pretty sweet for sure. So I'm gonna get a couple pictures of this guy, and then we're gonna release him. All right, let's let this guy go. Whew. Well, guys, I would say today was definitely not the most productive in the smallmouth department, but we did end up catching a few fish at the end of the day. I think we landed either 3 or 4 common carp and then 1 mirror carp, which was definitely super unexpected. Those are pretty rare where I live, and I've only ever caught a couple in my life, so definitely a super cool catch. But we're gonna end the video here. Today's daily shout out goes to Let My Chicken Go. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.